Today we're going to talk about it's a very specific decor, which is really one of our favorites, if you ask us, because we had an opportunity to work with a great architectural marvel. You know, it's interesting. We met this couple, Jay and Payal. 3 months before the wedding. Ever since that, we started planning this theme. Jay is from Tiruttani. Tiruttani is a temple town which is about 60 kilometers from Chennai, and Payal is from Mumbai. She is from Metro, and they both are doctors. They met, and it's a beautiful story to begin with. So we wanted to mix two city element to a temple town, and the good thing about this was they have already decided their honeymoon. They were planning to visit Europe, France, Italy. And then we thought, okay, why not pick something from Europe or France and then mix it with South Indian temple traditions. So it's a big wedding, guys. It's a massive wedding. They're expecting over close to about 15,000, 20,000 guests. 20,000 guests. So we are in for real. And Tiruttani is a small town. There is no good big halls which can actually hold such a massive wedding. So, what the client wanted was they wanted to do a outdoor wedding. They wanted to create the infrastructure to hold close to 10,000 people at one point of time. So they have this huge land, close to this Tiruttani temple. So it was a barren land. There was no proper road. It's nothing. It's plain. It's simply bushes and nothing over there. So we need to create everything, right from leveling the grounds, laying the roads, getting the truck in, erecting the structures. The structure we had about two structures planned. One was to hold the main event, which was about 100 feet by 220 feet. More, you can easily guess it's over 20,000 square feet. And then we have one more hall for dining. It was around 180 by 100 feet. So overall, it is a massive space to hold a good enough crowd movement. And this was happening in the month of October, and as you know, October is going to rain. So we're all skeptical, and this land doesn't have a proper drainage system. We don't know which way the water will flood if it's going to rain. So you need, when you're planning the flooring or when you're doing it, you're lifting the entire floor. You're lifting a massive area of 200 by 100 square feet. You're lifting it up at least 1 foot high, so that if there is a flooding, the water goes under the platform. And also it's little offset from the main road. And when you're expecting such a large crowd in place like that, you would expect a lot of localites participating, and they would walk in. And we had to create another tunnel structure which has to be completely rainproof, and that was for about 160 feet by about 40 feet. So we had to put hangers, huge hangers, heavy hangers, and then completely seal it off so that even if it rains, the entire place doesn't get affected. So we picked Louvre Museum, and we picked that we need to play with something like temple. Tiruttani is famous for Lord Muruga's temple, so we need to play with that. So Louvre is basically a pyramid. You would have seen it's one of the best architectural marvel in the world. It's see-through, it's huge, and the structure is awesome. Because this is a wedding, we'll not be able to do a pyramid structure, and also the hall is pretty rectangular, so we have to make it wider. So when we go wider, so we did a slant like this, slope, and we also used see-through glasses so that it resembles the Louvre Museum. It's a massive structure, right? It's okay when you're building a structure permanently. It's okay. You're giving enough ammunition. There are a lot of iron goes into it, but when you're doing setup for weddings, it has to be easily carried, easily dismantled. But this is a big structure. You're going up to 20 feet high. 20 feet is a lot. It's really high. 20 feet is high. Normally, when you do a backdrop, you do for 10 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet. But still, this is a structure, a self-standing structure, and we had to bring in a lot of iron. Stability was an issue. See, how can it stand on its own? So we had a lot of trial and errors going on. Another thing was, because when the structure is like this, it might bend and it will collapse. So best thing here right now is, you can't even cut it into half. So the entire structure will not fit in one single truck. So that was the challenge. So we need to plan accordingly. How do we load the trucks? How do we take them to the venue? And then work on it. So overall, we started our fabrication 2 weeks prior to the event, and then we took about 10 days for the trial and error once the setup is done. Then we went to the site 2 days before. Also, we also want to include things that you find in temples. So we made sure the roof of the entire place has got that temple structures, temple designs, and also we want one more thing we're very particular was, you will see a lot of weddings with or decor which is bright, which is like warm, but we want to keep the tone completely dark. So we went for a darker shade of maroon. Also, maroon or red is a color of temple in Tamil Nadu. So we made sure that we retain the darker shade, and then we have the Louvre, and then we had a brilliant floral wall. The floral wall has every single flower that you see on the floral wall is a real flower. It has hydrangeas, it has lilies, it has tulips, carnations, chrysanthemums, you name it, roses, you name it, you'll find it. Also, to keep it a little more interactive, we added the LED. Since it was raining and it's monsoon, we want to showcase some water or some movement there. So we use that so that you can also add the monogram or the couple logo to the LED incorporated in the backdrop. Another interesting thing is we also did an LED waterfall entrance, which has not been done. It's one of our inventions. We previously did it in ITC Grand Chola. That video we will be releasing it post this. So, and now we did the similar thing and we kept changing the visuals. We gave a nice Victorian touch as an entrance so that it looks spectacular, it looks muscular from a distance. So as and when you approach, you have a nice tunnel, completely illuminated tunnel. You walk in and then there is a illuminated waterfall. You walk into it and then you see a completely transformed Louvre Museum with thousands of flowers. Sounds like a dream wedding. That was the story, guys, and if you see the visuals, it's acres of land, over 10 acres of land, and we've been using massive cranes, over 60,000 square feet of structures, and then finally here they are. Video. Stay tuned. We will be showcasing you a lot of these videos.